All right, fellas, people, I'm about to freestyle this one. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, the tale of two mentalities. So let's get right into it. So Aaron Rodgers came to the New York Jets like 2 years ago, I think. To this day, his first year, he got injured, like in the in the very first couple of snaps of that season. He was out for the whole year. So now he come back this year. They got a whole bunch of expectations for him. Right, he's supposed to lead the Jets. Right, I'm a New Yorker, so I'm biased towards the New York team. But he's supposed to lead the Jets to the playoffs, to the Super Bowl, and it's not looking good right now. But I just did another video, and what come to mind is the mentalities of two quarterbacks. So one is Aaron Rodgers, one is Tom Brady. Right, and it's just some certain mentalities that I gotta try to put into perspective right now. So, like Tom Brady, of course, one of the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? Multiple Super Bowls. You know, more than multiple Super Bowls. Then we got Aaron Rodgers. You only got one Super Bowl. Right? Tom Brady, he leaves New England. You know, he chooses what team he wants to go to. I think this is also a perspective on mentality, right? He didn't get traded. He got to chose where he wanted to go to, right? I think Brett Favre was in this circumstance or situation a while back too, where he had got traded to the Jets, right? He didn't really want to go there. He got traded. He did his best. I think he got injured. He was playing well. But in the end, when he got to choose, he went to Minnesota. And when he got to Minnesota, he took the Vikings along with Adrian Peterson to the NFC Championship game. Right? So once again, tale of two mentalities. Right? Rodgers, he got traded to the Jets. Tom Brady was a free agent, and he went to whatever team he wanted to go to. Once again, mentality again. Right? One got traded. He really didn't have no say per se. You know what I mean? And one, he had all the say in the world. Once again, mentality. I would rather be the one. I would rather be the mentality that has all the say in the world. Right? But anyway, one is on the Jets, Rodgers. One chose to go to Tampa Bay, right? Now, again, mentality. And it just goes to show you that mentality is not something that just starts today. It's something that is who you are, right? It's what you've been building, right? So now we can look at two quarterbacks, Brady and then Rodgers. So Brady, he goes to Tampa Bay, he gets to choose, and, you know, they allow him to bring in certain players, right? And then certain players just come to join. But I'm going to just focus on the players that they allowed for these quarterbacks to bring in. So in Tampa Bay, he was allowed to bring in Gronkowski, and he was allowed to bring in Antonio Brown, right? Now, character-wise, integrity-wise, for right now, I guess we could, you know, you got to kind of devalue Antonio Brown as far as that. But other than that, just skills and stats-wise, I'm going to focus on that, right? You got Gronkowski and you got Antonio Brown for Tom Brady. You got Lazard, and then the Jets traded for Adams. Now, this is my opinion, this is my perspective, but to me, hands down, Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski is not just better, but way better than Allen Lazard and Davante Adams, right? Mentality, right? Now, for Aaron Rodgers, Allen Lazard and Davante Adams, they both played with him, right? I don't think any of them won a Super Bowl with him. For Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, he won multiple Super Bowls, if not more than that, with Tom Brady, right? Before they got to the Bucs, and then he won another one with the Bucs. Like I said, Antonio Brown-wise, stat-wise, I think he's stat-wise head above shoulders than Allen Lazard and Davante Adams put together. Plus, he got the Super Bowl with Tom Brady in it. Now, I'm saying this to say this. Mentality. Right? I would say both quarterbacks is no joke. You know what I'm saying? Skill-wise. Arm strength. Athleticism. They both could, Brady, he don't run, but he could have run if he wanted to. He could pick up a first down, 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, like, broken down. You know what I'm saying? He was healthy. You know what I mean? But both, I'm saying both healthy, both is dangerous, right? But definitely, I think Aaron Rodgers had more of a mentality of being a home run hitter. And I think Tom Brady was more of a mentality of whatever it takes to win, right? If I just have to play for field position, make sure my defense rests, you know what I'm saying? Little things like that. Tom Brady was more to do that. You know what I'm saying? When he had Moss, he showed you he can wing it. They can play home run ball if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And even in those years, you wonder if that's what hurt them in the end. You know what I'm saying? Because they had Moss. So, they knew that any time they could hit the home run ball. When they didn't have Moss, when they came into the game not saying, we got Moss, when they was using Deion Branch and, you know what I'm saying, Edelman and, you know what I'm saying, those guys, they were more of the process type of team. And like I said, if you watch my videos, you know I'm about the process. But anyway, Aaron Rodgers was more of the home run type hitter guy. And, I'm just wondering if that's how come he only got one. And Brady got more than one because he was more of the process guy, right? He was more of a system guy. Like, the personnel we had this year because of, free agency, because of salary cap. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. It seemed like Aaron Rodgers was more of the home run guy, no matter the personnel, no matter the salary cap situation, no matter whatever. That's who he was, right? So, once again, just perspective of mentality. One guy was, I'm a home run hitter no matter what. One guy was, I can be anything. I can be the home run hitter depending on the personnel. I can be dink and dunk depending on the personnel. I can be field position depending on the personnel. You know what I mean? Personnel. I can be field position depending on the personnel. So the moral of the story, it seemed like the Jets made a bad decision. And it seemed like they've been making bad decisions for a while. Trading for these quarterbacks. Now Aaron Rodgers. It's not working out. And once again, it's mentality. And I would say that starts from the top. Like, obviously you would like to get a quarterback in the draft. The Jets they haven't found that one. But, they gotta, to me, it's not a coincidence that it's not working out with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I guess he was the best available at that time, but his mentality, especially during this season, is showing where it's just, you could just, it's not even that, again, any quarterback, you get a chance, you're going to bring in your guys, right? And I think that's what you got to kind of look at. what are the guys that you bringing in? And he brought in Lazard, and then he got Adams, right? And like I said, hands down, Brady. He went to the Bucks, and he went as a free agent, not traded. So he chose to go there, right? Another mentality. Chose to go there, and he brought in Gronkowski. That was one of the guys he had to have. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a coincidence that worked out, that won a Super Bowl. Then he brought in AB. Like I said, integrity-wise, character-wise, I can't vouch for him. But stat-wise, Gronkowski and Antonio Brown, hands down, is way better than Lazard and Davante Adams. So this is just a video on mentality. This is a video on, like, if you can see it, like the Jets, like even right now, Sam Darnold. This the same year. Sam Darnold is balling out for the Minnesota Vikings. He was on the Jets. You know what I'm saying? So if you can see it right now, you would rather have Sam Darnold, who you drafted, than to trade for Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Or you would rather have a quarterback that is a free agent and he wants to come to your team. You don't really have to, you know what I'm saying? He's choosing your team over the other teams. Like Brady, he was a free agent. He had a choice. He did a couple of, rounds of interviews with other teams, but he chose Tampa Bay. So if you a GM and you listening, you know what I'm saying? We all can learn. You can learn from anybody. I may not have a sports degree or anything. I just watch sports. But if you a GM, or if you somebody that know a GM, or you got, access to GMs, let them hear this video of, I would say minimizing making mistakes and choosing your quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's a crapshoot, but, right now the Jets are just not looking good. They had Sam Darnold already. They let him go. He balling out right now. I think he went to a couple of teams. He finally landed on Minnesota. He balling out. Y'all had him. Y'all traded for Aaron Rodgers. It ain't working out. It don't seem like it's going to work out. I don't think it's going to work out. I don't care. From his tree, it doesn't seem like who you bringing. It wasn't even just Alan Lazard and Davante Adams. They brought in Nathaniel Hackett. These are people from his tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not working out, right? You rather draft a quarterback, keep drafting, stick to them until they prove you right or wrong. You keep doing that. If you got to develop them. Or you get a free agent that he chose to come to your team because he believed that your team was the best in the crop at that time, right? That's the moral of my story. The tale of two quarterbacks, the tale of two mentalities. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a real sports fan and you paid attention to these scenarios of Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, like I said, Brett Favre again, seemed like another mistake the Jets made. He really didn't want to come. He came for a year, got hurt, and then he went to Minnesota. So that don't seem the way to do it. Trading for these quarterbacks don't seem like it's the way to do it. Not for the New York Jets. And so it's drafting until you get it right. And it's free agency until you get a quarterback that he wants to come to your team. He believes in what your team is. All right? So this is Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Tale of two mentalities. Later. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Tale of two mentalities.